Hello and welcome back to our final expert insight. We are going to be joined by two speakers from Merck, Dermot, Will and Emery, and they're going to give us an overview of the recent changes regarding reimbursement laws and the consideration of software as a medical device. We are now going to listen to Anthony Paronneau, partner, and Jana Grieb, counsel, both at McDermott, Will and Emery.
Hi everyone, my name is Anthony Paronneau. I'm a corporate partner in the office of McDermott, Will and Emery, and together with my colleague Jana Grieb from Munich, we'll be discussing software as a medical device, the recent trend and development we have seen in the EU, but also in Germany and France. So let's start with providing with an overview of what has changed with respect to software as a medical device. As most of you know, we have a brand new regulation here in Europe. It's a major update of the regulatory framework. So now the software as a medical device may qualify under both two new regulations, the medical device regulation, which is applicable since May of this year, and the in vitro diagnostic medical device regulation, which will become in effect as from next year, May of next year. So these two new regulations represent a significant development and strengthening of the existing regulatory system. They actually replace the former directive, which have been in effect for more than 25 years. So it was initially designed as an update to the directive, but this regulation have a more life cycle regulatory approach, while the former directive more focused on device approval. The treatment of medical software under the regulation exemplify both the expansion of the scope of the regulatory framework to reflect actually the state of innovation, but also impose higher requirements. So you will see on this slide, so the part A relates to the medical software that actually fall within the scope of the MDR, and the part B, which will be discussed by Jana, deal with the Ivdr. So what are the key changes with the MDR? So there are many, of course. They set new stringent requirements for medical software and medical devices more generally, which affect clinical evaluation, conformity assessment procedure, traceability, and over, of course, obligation. Together with notified bodies, the manufacturer of medical device are the most affected by the new rules, to state the obvious. Under the former directive, they already bore some responsibility, but they now need to meet some stricter new requirements to be in compliance with the new regulation. It's also important to know that there is no grandfathering provision, meaning that all approved devices under the old regime must be recertified in accordance with the new requirements. Now, what is a software as a medical device? We have now a very good definition. It's a software that is intended to be used alone or in combination for a purpose as specified in the definition of a medical device in the MDR or Ivdr, regardless of whether the software is independent or driving or influencing the use of a device. So the regulation clearly distinguishes between software that serves a medical purpose and then fall within the scope of the MDR, and thus who serve a general purpose, which fall outside the scope of the regulation. Typically, general fitness, lifestyle, and wellness apps fall outside the scope of the regulation. In case of uncertainty, the functionality of the software, the manufacturer intention, and any marketing claims regarding health benefits will be taken into account to determine whether the software should actually be regulated as a medical device. Of course, if you make any claims around the medical use of your device, it's very likely that you will fall within the scope of the regulation. So with all this change, and with also with the broader definition of medical device, which now extend to prediction and prognosis, whereas in the under the directive it was only prevention. We'll see, and we're actually seeing more and more apps being regulated by this new regulation. Also, we have new classification rules. The rules remain more or less the same. You still have 4 risk types from the lowest, class 1, to the highest, class 3. Whereas under the old directive, most of the medical device software were actually more class 1. They have been moved for many to a higher class with stricter requirements. Also, some software which were not really related, which felt actually outside the scope of the regulation, are now being regulated by this regulation. So it's really a big change in Europe. There was some transitional period that are over actually with respect to the MDR. We'll discuss the Ivdr a bit later. But clearly, there's still room for class 1 categorization. But what we have seen so far is really a higher demand for more monitoring this medical software. Now I will let Jana discuss about the Ivdr.
So together with the MDR, the EU legislator has also adopted a new regulation on in vitro diagnostics, the Ivdr. The Ivdr was also adopted in 2017, but provided a longer transition period of 5 years. The Ivdr is therefore currently scheduled to become applicable in May 2022. There are some discussions about suspending the applicability of the Ivdr in the same manner as the MDR applicability was suspended last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So far, the Commission has not proposed such general suspension. Instead, it has just proposed an extension of several deadlines under the Ivdr. These deadline extensions are of particular importance, as one significant change the Ivdr brings is a risk class system, comparable to the system that already exists under the MDR. Under this new risk class system, we have a group of IVD in risk class A. Those are devices with very low risk. There are only a few products that are in risk class A, predominantly simple products such as general lab equipment, buffer solutions, or specimen receptacles. Risk class C covers inter alia IVD for the detection of certain infectious agents and for prenatal screening, and most IVD for self-testing. Risk class D, the highest risk class, covers in particular devices for the detection of agents that cause life-threatening diseases and devices for testing of blood groups. Risk class B is a catch-all risk class for all IVD that do not fit into one of the other risk classes. All IVD, except those in risk class A, if they are not sterile, are subject to a CE certification by a notified body. Only non-sterile class A IVD will be subject to self-certification by the manufacturer without the involvement of a notified body. This is a major change because currently the majority of all IVD is subject to mere self-certification. This is why the proposal is so important, as it will amend the deadlines for the requirement of IVDR certificates for those IVD that used to be subject to self-certification and will now have to be reviewed by a notified body. It concerns the majority of IVD and helps keeping them on the market. If the proposal is adopted, the deadline to obtain IVDR certificates will be extended by several years. The shortest extension is until 2025 for IVD that will become Class D, while Class C devices have until 2026, and Class B, as well as sterile Class A devices, even benefit from an extended deadline until 2027. Diagnostic software used in a medical context can be a medical device or an IVD. This depends on how the device is used. If the device is used in or on the body, in vivo, like for instance a blood pressure monitor, it is a medical device. If it is used outside the body, it is said that the device is used in vitro. That's an old-fashioned term meaning in the glass. An example is a test for a certain agent in blood or saliva, for instance, a coronavirus test, where saliva is collected and then the sample is tested outside the human body. In that context, software will often be a part of an IVD and less often standalone. Standalone diagnostic software, for instance, a seeing or hearing test, will mostly be considered a medical device and not an IVD. So what is new under the Ivdr? There are many changes that are similar to those under the MDR, such as an extended general scope and increased market surveillance obligation. The Ivdr will cover so-called lifestyle tests, which means tests that have only an indirect medical purpose. Also, the inclusion of the term prediction in the definition of an IVD clarifies that genetic tests that predict a risk for a disease are covered by the scope of the Ivdr. The Ivdr will also regulate diagnostic services offered as an information society service, which will also apply to diagnostic testing services supplied from outside the EU to EU citizens. This means that tests provided via the internet or a medical smartphone app will be covered by the Ivdr. With regard to software, the Ivdr regulates inter alia requirements for interoperability. Also, the essential requirements for software will include IT security and protection against unauthorized access. Manufacturers will have to provide documentation that identifies components, algorithms, and technologies. The software itself will be subject to the Unique Device Identification UDI requirement. So let us now turn to the reimbursement side, because there's some good news in Germany in that regard. As a general remark, Germany is a statutory payer market, as 85% of the German population are insured in the statutory health insurance. Last year, a general reimbursement system for medical apps in the statutory health insurance was introduced. Eligible medical apps are called digitale Gesundheitsanwendungen, short DiGA. The DiGA concept applies to apps that are CE certified medical devices in low MDR risk classes, which means risk classes 1 or 2A. In order to obtain reimbursement for a medical app, the manufacturer has to apply to be added to a list at the German Federal Institute for Drugs and Medical Devices. The reimbursement price is then negotiated with the Association of the Statutory Health Insurers. For the inclusion of a DiGA in the BfArM list, the manufacturer must prove that the DiGA meets the requirements for safety, functional capability, and quality, and that it complies with data protection requirements. Also, the manufacturer has to show that the app has positive effects in patient care. These positive effects in patient care have to be established with a comparative study, which demonstrates the advantage of using the DiGA as opposed to not using it. Generally, this has to be a retrospective study, but it does not have to be a genuine clinical study. It can also be an epidemiological study or a study using methods from other scientific fields, such as healthcare research. At this point, there are 24 medical apps listed at the Federal Institute. The number of reimbursement medical apps will probably increase quickly now, the more established the system becomes. And with that, I thank you for your attention and turn back to Anthony, who will tell us what French health insurers think about this.
Yes, thank you, Jana, for all of this. Just to make a long story short, France has adapted its existing reimbursement process to the existing model. We've been recently informed that President Macron will try to replicate what exists in Germany, as Jana just described, and to have a comparable system. We have no fast track process, so we have to follow in order to get reimbursement for a medical device as software, what currently exists with respect to medical device. So there are 4 steps. You have to be CE marked. You have to obtain a favorable opinion from the French High Autorité for Health, which is the HAS. And you have to demonstrate to the Haute Autorité de Santé the actual benefit compared to other products of your own device. Then there is a decision to have this product reimbursed or not. And finally, you have to be prescribed by a doctor. There are very few medical apps and softwares that have been approved yet. We see a lot a lot. That's the next slide. A lot of interest from the industry, but also from the institutions such as the HAS, which has recently issued guidelines and provide explanation. So we hope that it will facilitate reimbursement in the near term. But to date, the regulatory environment in France actually remains complex. There is no fast track process. So you have to. It really depends on your device and on the ability of the HAS to review with appropriate experts. Again, the interest of the device.
So with that, we thank you very much for being with us today and for your attention. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony and Jana, for being with us at Catapult Medtech semi-finals. Well, what a day, an exciting day, a busy day, a rich day, full of so many things. 14 powerful pitches, many meetings, and of course, multiple connections. And during that last session this afternoon, 6 people have been working particularly hard with a huge challenge in front of them, and that of course is our dear jury. They have been deliberating, discussing and making big decisions, and of course we are now at 5 o'clock Central European time. We are now at that magic moment of the awards ceremony, and it is a great pleasure for me to now be able to hand over to the only person who can lead this awards ceremony. So we go back to meet Kurt Holler, Director of Business Creation at EIT Health. Kurt, it's great to see you again. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Alison. Thank you so much for also moderating the whole day so far. It was an intensive day again, second day now. After having the biotech semifinals yesterday, now we concluded the Medtech semifinals today. And indeed, started very well. This morning, I had in the opening session, I discussed with Chad Flo, an investment banker and supervisory board member at EIT Health, about all the money that is out there. So he said there is certainly enough liquidity for all the companies, for the great medtech companies that we will hear today, also in the early stage and later stage. And he also pointed out that so far still we are a bit lagging behind in going public, but in the following talk then Niklas Holmberg from Nasdaq showed and demonstrated that actually with their programs it's not too difficult to also do a smaller IPO. And then throughout the day we have seen a lot of very good examples of companies that certainly could benefit from that money. I actually also very much liked now the final words of Anthony and Jana, and also pointing out to the German DiGA system and to the French reimbursement system of digital health applications. And we know that also some companies that now pitched in the medtech area, not only the digital health segment tomorrow, but also in the medtech area, so that for some of them it might be interesting that indeed President Macron announced in one of our EIT Health events actually that they want to replicate the German system and that there will be reimbursement also for digital health applications. That EIT Health is playing an instrumental role in making that possible. But now coming back to the awards again. So what are we actually pitching for? So of course the startups are pitching for some prize money. There's 40,000 euro for the winner, and then another, I think, 20 and 10,000 euro for the second and the third of today's medtech companies. But it's much more. It's not just about the money. It's also about meeting each other, getting visibility, getting into a network. The famous EIT Health network was the 150 leading institutions, corporates, academics, so like university and university hospitals in Europe in the healthcare sector. So getting access to that network, getting visibility into that community. That's what the companies actually are fighting for. And then, of course, through that network, also getting access to finance, getting access to investors. And it is, it is a bit unfortunate that we again had to hold our semifinals in an online format. Even if for some of the visitors it might have been easier to now join the semifinals in an online format, but for the companies, of course, it is much better to be on the big stage at a great venue, and that's exactly what we will provide them in May. So in order, some of you guys, especially those that have been with EIT Health for some time, might know that usually in December we had our annual big convention, our big conference, the EIT Health Summit. And now we decided to postpone the summit into later next year, so into May 24th, 25th. And the reason is that we all hope that the pandemic is by then again under control and that people can meet in person. So that's why we also have the semifinals now in December, a bit later than usually. We have the semifinals in December, and then the 7 winners of today will be invited to the big summit on the big stage in Stockholm in May next year. The top 3 will be invited to pitch in a plenary session. So that will be the most exciting thing, of course. And they will pitch for the prize money and the big visibility. And the 4 runners-up also will be invited and will pitch at the venue in person in front of investors and corporates and university hospitals, but they pitch in a separate category. So now it's about to announce the winners, but before we come to the jury winners, so those who are invited to Stockholm, we will allow our sponsors that have provided lots of interesting prizes to announce their winners. And it's my pleasure to start with Guy Spiegelman. Guy, you are representing Amazon Web Services, and yesterday we had a joke on backstage that you don't even have to remember the winner because all of the companies will be awarded. Today you made it a bit more difficult because now you will award the winners and give them a few words, not from your office, but today from your car, because you had some delays in a flight due to pandemics. But happy that you made it, happy that you're on the ground and that everything worked out. So over to you, Guy.
Thanks, Kurt. And yes, speaking from my car on the way to pick up my parents who I haven't seen for 2 years because of the pandemic. But thank you, everyone. And thank you for all the sponsors today and for EIT Health for putting on such a great platform for these startups and medtech startups who are going to really drive the future of healthcare. At Amazon Web Services, we really believe that data, the cloud, high-performance computing is going to help medical devices be more connected and provide more value. And with that in mind, we're pleased to give everyone a prize today. For all participants from the semifinals, you are eligible for $10,000 in AWS Activate credits for connecting your devices to the cloud and then to other healthcare systems, plus some supporting office hours with solution architects and business development experts. And for those going to the final, that figure is going to be $25,000. And so we're really proud to partner with EIT Health Catapult and to provide those startups with the support and with the credits so that they can take their solution and bring their solutions to patients faster. So Kurt, thanks a lot. It's been a great couple of days and looking forward to tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Guy. Thank you so much, and greetings to your parents. Then have a good time. Thanks that you still made it into the awarding ceremony. Now we will come to the second prize, and there I'd like to invite on behalf of AstraZeneca, today represented by Yannick Hiebert. Yannick, the floor is yours.
Hi, Kurt, and many thanks for you as well as Alison for moderating through the whole day. It's been very inspiring. So I think the tough work you have done in terms of preparation really turns out to be a great success. And based on that, AstraZeneca is following the mission to eliminate cancer as a cause of death. Therefore, the prize today will be dedicated to the best solution in oncology. The award itself is actually less money-based. As you mentioned out, Kurt, there will be lots of money floating around in the market already, so it will be more about support, and we will hope to interact with the winner for the best oncology solution into getting in close contact with our business development department and generate exposure internally and as well as externally. So the winner I'm allowed to announce is actually sitting in Spain and is going to Loico for their non-invasive at-home white cell blood testing device. Cheers to Spain and many congratulations towards Loico.
Well, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. That's great. Thank you, Yannick, and thanks to AstraZeneca for the award. That's great.
You're very welcome. Where are you located right now?
In Madrid, Spain, yes.
Okay, cool. So then, cheers to Madrid, and talk to you soon.
Likewise.
Super. That is excitement. Thank you so much. Excellent. Now we come to the next award. The next award will be handed over by EG Technology, or actually the next 3 awards, to be honest, are sponsored by EG Technology, and I'd like to ask José Agavi to the stage. José, very much looking forward to first hearing what the prize is about, and then to disclose the 3 winners.
Thank you, Kurt, and thanks to EIT for putting together such a great cohort of startups to listen to. I stayed the whole day listening to pitches, so that was very exciting. It was very difficult to choose, which is why we picked 3, but the idea is that we wanted to pick the most innovative product, where EG Technology will be providing engineering support days, whether it is to review your product, review your product roadmap, discuss any engineering challenges or try to solve it along with you. So the first one we're going to be announcing is 2 engineering days to support towards your product development, and that goes to Initius. So congrats to the team, and we look forward to supporting you.
Ruben, congratulations. Happy to see you again.
Good to see you again. Thank you. Thank you for the prize. We will need it for sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Super. That sounds great. So you need a prize. That sounds very good. Now, again, José, the second prize. Whom do you awarding the second prize to?
So the second prize is 3 days of engineering support, and I think this one goes to Orixa. So congratulations to Orixa, and we look forward to speaking with you and learning more.
Thanks a lot. We really look forward to it as well. So very happy, and thanks for picking us up.
Very good. Congratulations. Welcome to France. And now we come to the last one, or prize awarded by EG Technology.
Yeah, so this is going to be 5 days of engineering support, and that goes to LICO, and we look forward to working with you.
Aurélien again. Hi.
Hi.
Well done.
Good awarded again. Very good. Super. So that's already a double winner. Aurélien already catch 2 prizes from 2 sponsors. But now let's look to Luciadas. So Luis was Henrik. What's your favorite candidate, and what's the prize about?
Yeah, the prize, first of all, I'm the Chief Information Officer for Lusíadas, that is an United healthcare company. We will give the winner, we will support a pilot across our units and maybe scale that to United. And we will promote the solution across our clinical areas. And the winner is Sono. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you very much. Really exciting. Yeah, we would be more than happy to pilot this technology across your institution. So I really appreciate you guys picking us.
Super. So that prize went to Germany. We had Spain and France, but we didn't have Germany so far. So congratulations to that. And thanks to the sponsor. Excellent. Now we come to the last prize that is dedicated by one of our sponsors. And I'd like to invite Denise Chandler from McDermott, Will and Emery. We already have heard a great presentation from your colleagues before. Now it's up to you to hand over the prize. So what's the prize? And we saw
Thank you very much.
Of your colleagues. What's the prize and who will get it?
Well, thank you, first of all, Kurt and team, for this awesome event. The prize will be 10 hours of free legal advice from McDermott. So that will certainly help. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, what a great competition. The McDermott team has been truly impressed by such an extraordinary group of startup companies and high potentials. And you all clearly have an exciting and promising future ahead of you. We had a very tough decision to make. It's an honor for me to announce the winner of the McDermott Prize in the Medtech category. So the McDermott Prize goes to Reconea. Huge congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congrats.
And thank you so much for the prize.
You're welcome.
So this time the prize goes to Italy. Where are you based exactly?
Venice. Unfortunately, it's already black outside. Otherwise, it's night. I can show you a piece of Venice.
A quick city tour. Super. So maybe we want to visit you at some point of time. So Venice is always a nice place to go. Haven't been there for quite a while.
It will be a pleasure. It will be a pleasure.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Now we have handed over all the sponsor prizes. Now we come to the jury prize. And on behalf of the jury, I'm happy and delighted to invite Neil Thomas to give insights into the jury decision, not revealing yet who is the winner. That will be done by me a bit later, but sharing a few insights, what the jury discussed and how the pitches have been, just sharing a few insights. Neil.
Sure. Well, thank you very much. Well, turning to the pitches, first of all, we saw a broad range of technologies, which was very interesting. Some areas that I've not delved into deeply in the past. And of course, the common theme through everything was some highly innovative technology. We saw some very well thought through business plans explained in only 5 minutes, as you're aware, that could show how these solutions could reach and serve unmet needs. And it was obvious that the teams had thought through the possible target markets, their addressable markets, and how they could deliver to those markets. And there was a good understanding of the need for IP protection, a good explanation of steps taken to date and what might need to be done next. We had at least one mention of freedom to operate. As an IP geek, I was very happy to see. I'd like to see a bit more of that in pitches in the future, because that's almost as important as your IP. Does your product infringe somebody else's patents? And then we had a short but sweet explanation in most cases of the teams that were driving these business plans, some of the boards that were assisting them. And in many cases, we got to see that the companies and the projects had already sought opinion from key opinion leaders. They'd done surveys and questionnaires, and they'd already scoped out how the product could be meeting the need that they had identified. So all in all, a really professional set of pitches. And of course, we as the jury had to digest this information and come up with some smart questions to resolve any doubts. And I think we came up with some really wide-ranging and interesting questions, considering the different backgrounds we come from. And I'm very happy to say that in every case, I think, those questions were well answered. And we all got to see a little bit more behind the presentation. Though, as we discussed in the jury consensus, 5 minutes of Q&A could have possibly been 7. We all had more questions to ask when our time was cut short. So in terms of choosing between these pitches, well, I know it might sound like a cliche, but it was very difficult to choose between the projects. And the results, in fact, were very close. But I'm happy to say that after a little bit of debate, not debate, we have chosen our winners and our runners-up. And I think we're happy with the decision. Though, of course, we're very happy to congratulate whoever moves forward to Stockholm. But we're also sad but enthusiastic for those that have not made it. To those that don't make it, I would say, and the rest of the jury would say, good luck and don't give up.
Thank you so much, Neil. That was really very lively and very interesting insights, and I can confirm that the jury members really asked us as organizers to give them more time for Q&As in the future, because the interaction was so valuable, and they had still so many additional questions. Now we'll come to the announcements. First of the 4 runners-up. So as I had explained, all the companies that I will announce now will go to Stockholm. 4 of them will pitch at a smaller stage, or maybe also at the main stage, but at a side session. So that's not 100% clear yet, but they will pitch in a smaller session. And the top 3 that, of course, I will announce last will pitch on the main stage in the plenary session when everyone is present. But let's get started with announcing the 4 finalists, the runners-up, that will still be invited to Stockholm and will pitch live on stage. The first one to be announced is Fieldtech from Ireland. Andrew, great to see you again.
Hi, how are you? Yeah, great to see you. Thanks very much, Kurt. I'm delighted to hear that. Yeah, we're very appreciative.
Super. Yeah, very much looking forward to seeing you then in Stockholm, and I hope you benefited already sufficiently from the EIT Health programs, including the super mentoring. So hope you will also use the super mentoring for the next couple of months until May to fine-tune your pitches and to really work on all the business assumptions so that everything is razor sharp and super much to the point.
Yeah, so big thank you to Eric Garnier, our super mentor, who's been a huge support for us and very valuable in shaping us for this competition. So we're very much appreciative to his support.
Super. Thanks, Andrew, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
The second one out of these 4 Medtech finalists, and is someone who got already awarded before by the sponsors. Next one is sitting in France, Orisha Fabrice. Congratulations for being one of the 4 finalists.
Thanks a lot, Kurt. Very happy on behalf of the whole team. It's a great recognition, and it boosts our confidence and our energy. So thanks a lot to the jury member, and thank you, special merci to David Comartin, our super mentor, who was very helpful in supporting us. So we look forward to the next part of the journey.
Very good. Yeah, wish you all the best on that journey. Will be certainly an interesting trip till we meet again in Stockholm. Now, the number 3 of the finalists is a different country. Number 3 is Astrosafe. Congratulations to Karianne.
Yeah, thank you very much for this recognition. It's really, really nice. And on behalf of the team, thank you all for this nice road trip. We don't know where it will end, but this is a very, very good start. Thank you very much. Also to my super mentor, Ron Baron, for the support.
Thank you so much, Karianne. And congratulations to the Netherlands. Your colleagues will be very proud of you. Thank you. See you in Stockholm. And the last out of the 4 finalists is France again, BFC. Marie, congratulations for going to Stockholm. Congratulations.
Hi. Wow, thank you very much. on behalf of the BFC team as well. And we would like to thank Rouse for all the mentoring sessions, and also the jury for obviously giving us feedback every time we had a pitch to perform. This allowed us as well to onboard and try to onboard the medical and wearable advisors, experts in our team as well. So thank you very much for all the support and for this recognition.
Excellent. Super. Congratulations again, and looking forward to meeting in Stockholm. Have a good time. Now we come to the podium finalists. So those that will pitch on the main stage in the plenary session and will for sure receive prize money. So the next three companies I will start with, and it's random order. So there is no order behind. It's a random order in the announcement, also with the companies before. The first of the three podium finalists is Luminate Medical. Congratulations to Barbara from Ireland.
Yeah. Amazing, guys. Thank you so much. Delighted. Catapult has been a really nice experience. We've had so much support from EIT Health in the recent years. And thank you so much to Bernard Kirsch as well for the support in super mentoring. So really, really delighted and looking forward to Stockholm.
Excellent. Very much looking forward to meeting you there in person as well. Congratulations, Barbara.
Thank you.
The second one, we already met him before, is ThinkSono, Fuad from Germany. Congratulations to the whole ThinkSono team.
Wow, thank you very much. And shout out to our super mentor. That was very helpful in the jury. Thanks, guys, for selecting us to be part of the finalists. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Excellent. That's amazing. And now we come to the last of the three. So the last of the three podium finalists that will compete for the prize money, for the big visibility on stage. Of course, the awarding ceremony, then in the evening reception, and also the public visibility in all our press releases. The last one of these three is Luco Aurelian from Spain.
Oh.
Congratulations again.
Well, thank you very much. That's amazing. I mean, I'm very glad to hear that, and very much looking forward to pitching in Stockholm. I mean, I want to thank a lot, EIT Health and also the jury on behalf of the whole team, and also thank our super mentors. We actually had two super mentors. So first, Josep Luis Falco, and then Tim Jurgens. And so, yeah, again, a big thanks to EIT Health for organizing everything. That's really great. Thank you.
Super. Thank you so much, Aurelian. So you have been mentioned even 3 times today. You have been 3 times on stage. So that is exceptional. I can't remember that someone got already 3 prizes in one session. Maybe that's due to your 2 super mentors. So that was double superpower. I don't know. But very much looking forward to your live performance, then live on stage in Stockholm. Looking forward to meeting you there.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was the winners. Was exciting pitches today. Now you see who has taken the prizes. Of course, those companies that have not been awarded explicitly, all of them are winners. All of them have received the Amazon Web Services credits. All of them have made it into the semifinals, which also gave you some visibility. And of course, you already received also the super mentoring during the semifinal training or before the semifinals. So all of you, all those 14 companies that have pitched today are the top medtech companies that we currently have in Europe in that maturity level. So I think all of you can be very proud of that, and was more than happy to see you here on the virtual stage in the Medtech semifinals. For all the others, looking forward to meeting you in Stockholm, meeting you in person, and hopefully that's the beginning of a wonderful joint journey or story. I have already met some of you before in the Gold Track program, for example, but some of you I didn't have any contacts so far. So really looking forward to getting in touch in Stockholm. Also, a big thank you to the jury members, to Neil, who represented the jury members here on board. Big thanks also to the sponsors, to the prize sponsors. I think today we had an exceptional lineup of sponsors and additional prizes. We never had so many prizes before. So that is also a super relevant and super exciting contribution for our startups. I also want to thank the organizers, first and foremost, the EIT Health team and the partners that organized that. So Anna Badurska from Cap Digital, Jonas from Medical Valley, and Arantxa from BioRN. So thank you so much for great coordination. Also a big thanks to Katie, Mike, and Charlotte from the Asheville team. And last but not least, a big thank you to Alison for a great moderation. Like always, you have been on board in the Health Catapult already since 2019 in different functions and different roles. And very happy to see you now moderating this show. With that, thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. I hope I will see most of you again tomorrow when we open again at 9 o'clock with the Digital Health semifinals. And till then, I hand back to Alison. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kurt. Thank you. And exactly, what a wonderful and exciting day. And congratulations to all the 14 startups. And of course, to the winners. Next destination is Stockholm. So it's been a full day. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying with us. And of course, we want to thank everybody. I will read out the names of our sponsors, because we really do want to say thank you to our sponsors who not only have allowed this great event to take place, but also contributing to the prizes, as we have seen this evening. It's prizes a go-go. Wow. So let us thank, please, AstraZeneca, Amazon Web Services, EG Technology, Luciadas, McDermott Will and Emery, Merck, and NASDAQ. We also, of course, would like to say a word of thanks, a big word of thanks to the members of the jury who had a really challenging job, and it must have been very tough at times. So they gave us their constructive feedback and they made those important decisions. So thank you so much to Aidan, to Simon, to Neil, to Daniel, to Nana, and to Claudio. Thank you so much for being our jury today. Naturally, we want to say a big thank you to the wonderful people backstage who we can't necessarily see today on screen, but our great friends at EIT Health, and there are many. I think particularly of Anais at Business Creation Accelerator, Anna in Cap Digital, Jonas in Medical Valley, Arantxa in BioRN, and of course Manuel at Cap Digital also. This event could not take place without you, so thank you so much. And of course, a huge thank you to everybody who has been on the call, perhaps yesterday as well, but certainly if you've joined us today, thank you for being with us. You are very welcome. And of course, the journey continues tomorrow, because tomorrow is Digital Health semifinals in the EIT Health Catapult program, and we look forward to seeing you there. Before then, we wish you all a very lovely evening and see you tomorrow. Good evening.